The astonishing importance of challenging assumptions. It's impossible to say anything without making assumptions. Just by saying this, I'm assuming that you understand English, are paying attention, and care at least a little bit about what I have to say. I may be wrong, it doesn't matter very much. At worst, you'll ignore me or write a cutting comment about this video. If, however, we were both working on an oil rig, and I shouted out a warning to you in a language you didn't understand, but that I thought you did, my assumption might turn out to matter very much when a piece of metal hits you in the head. Taking things for granted that shouldn't be taken for granted is not only a hazard on oil rigs. Consider the following line of argument. There is no such thing as evolution. Scientists have spent centuries trying to prove its truth beyond doubt, and they failed again and again, so it can't be true. Can you spot the dodgy, unstated assumption in that line of argument? It relies on the belief that anything which hasn't definitively been proved true must, therefore, be false. Once I've spelled this out, and you've thought about it a bit, it's easy to show it doesn't make sense. If I said to you, there's some doubt that giving money to charity benefits society, so therefore giving money to charity does no good at all, that doesn't sound right. If I said, I can't be entirely sure that my wife doesn't turn into a bird when I'm not looking at her, so she must do this, now you know something's wrong. Plenty of things cannot be definitively proved one way or the other, and yet this doesn't automatically make them true or untrue. They're simply more or less likely to be true. But until we identify and spell out a troublesome assumption like this, it's difficult to engage properly with a claim, or to see where exactly someone might be trying to trick us into agreement. In general, assumptions are dangerous when an argument or set of beliefs relies upon them, and yet, because they're unstated, they are unexamined and unchallenged. And this is especially true when two people hold very different assumptions, making it impossible for them to have a meaningful conversation. For example, one person says, we must learn from the lessons of history. Another replies, I think our education system must look forwards. Now, the first person is talking about human history as a general source of knowledge, and the second person is talking about history as a subject taught in schools. But unless they pause and clarify what they mean, they're likely to end up just trading noisy assertions without finding any common ground. Politics and playgrounds are like this a lot of the time. Unearthing significant assumptions is quite an art, given just how many things we need to assume even to have a conversation. If I tell you that something is wrong because it's against nature, gay marriage perhaps, or blood transfusions, or cosmetic dentistry, well, what exactly am I assuming? Are clothes against nature, or medicines, or written language, or walking upright, or indoor toilets? Do I even know what I'm assuming if I say something like this? Perhaps the trickiest art of all is digging out our own unexamined assumptions. What do you think matters most in life? Why? How did you arrive at this view? Might you be assuming too much in some of the opinions you hold, or in some of the judgments you pass on others?